has to do with, let me just grab it here. It's actually the topic of this week's SAT ACT class is when to use the calculator, when to approximate. So what is the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 34 inches? Here's a circle. Here is a diameter. If you don't like that one, you can go straight across. Doesn't really matter. The diameter is 34 inches. Do you remember the formula for circumference from class?
Circumference equals pi d.
Pi times d. Yeah. Okay. Now, the diameter is 34, so this is 34 times pi inches, and this is exact.
Yeah.
Okay, and that may be why you chose none of the above.
Yeah, I was trying to do approximate there.
Okay, now, yeah. So let's look at the answers here together. Actually, I should just write them in here. So the answers are 102, 95, or 300. And the idea here is if you approximate pi as just 3, you get pretty close to one of these numbers. In fact, you get exactly one of these numbers.
102.
102, yeah. And you already know that now. So let's try another problem where all I do is change the diameter, and you give me the approximation, but use 3 for pi. You don't make it any more complicated than that.
Okay, wait, hold on.
So let's say the diameter of the circle is 57.
My question is, if he wanted us to like round-ish or just use 3, when he have said about.
Yeah, it says about 102. It says about 102, about 95, about 300.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was going to say about in the question if it wanted us to round.
Well, it depends on the way the question is written. So I put up a questionnaire on social media where I had to think about that, and I said something like, which of the following is the closest approximation, closest to the true value, something like that. But there, you're like supposed to infer that it's not going to be exactly these, but it's going to be close to one of them.
Got it.
And actually, I don't even think this is a good estimate, because 34 times 3.14 is like 106.
It's 106.
Yeah. So I don't even like these numbers, but I don't have that. I didn't make this question, so. But that's the kind of thing you might ask your teacher if you're on a test. And the way you explain it is, let me go back to this, as you say, Mr. Teacher, look, I did 34 times 3.14, and I got 106, and that's not there. And you could say, look, I know that it's closest to 102, but when I see D, that's none of the above, I'm very uncertain. And sometimes they will hint and say, well, you should use the one that's closest to it. They're telling you to guess a number.
Okay.
But sometimes it's good to have that conversation where you just lay out all the information you have. Like, here's what I got. None of these answers. I know I've done it right. What am I missing here? Sometimes they'll be helpful, sometimes not. Okay, so I want the exact answer, and then I want you to approximate. So
okay,
go ahead and give me the exact answer here, and then approximate.
If we're doing circumference, yes. Okay.
Yep.
And then times 57. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that. Okay. No. 8, carry the 2, 7, 9.
So just be clear, Lewis. The exact means you're not multiplying. You're just using the.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got the exact pi 57.
Okay, so 57 pi. What are the units?
Inches.
inches. Very good. Now for the approximation, let's do it two ways. Let's say first that pi is 3. What would the
Okay.
approximation be? And then we'll use 3.14.
Okay. 170-ish or 171
You're multiplying
for
this
the.
by, yeah, so we can be a little better. We can say 171 inches.
Mhm.
Okay, for that one. And then 3.14 will get you a little larger number.
Okay. 20. Okay. 7. 15 plus 8, 9, 8, 7, 1. 178.98.
Yeah, good.
Got it.
Okay. And then the inches on that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at the next problem here. The next problem you sent over. What is the area of the circle? So that's what's the key difference here. You're asked to find area. They give you the diameter. So again, it's always good to draw a circle, even if it's not required. Just grab a circle there. The diameter is 34 inches. Okay. What is the radius?
Uh, 17.
17 inches. Yeah. Okay. And then the area of the circle is pi r squared. Pi r squared. So I'm guessing that's where you went wrong. Just either not using the
Yeah.
formula correctly or not having it. Do you
I
know this
used the
formula?
formula
Okay.
and I wrote it out on my paper, and
Oh, good.
I even used a calculator a few times in it and got none of the answers.
Okay, so
Not in class, but after school reviewing the test.
sure. So let's talk about how you do this. So it's pi times 17 squared. And order of operations says to do what first? Multiply or the square?
Exponents.
Yeah, so you got to do 17 squared. That's 289.
Yep.
Okay, it's good to know your squares up to a certain number. 289. So the question I guess is like, well, what do you do from here? You need to multiply by 3.14.
Mm-hmm. 9,
So,
18.
so go ahead and try that. Let me know what you come up with for that.
Uh, okay. Uh, okay. That's the 4 carry the 1. 9. Okay, 7 carry the 1. 0 carry the 1. 907.46.
Yeah, so now this is where you may have to go to your teacher. Because when you look at the answers, if you use 3.14,
Mm-hmm.
your answer, like your choice is closer. So that like the options here are, let's just do them in increasing order. 800, 850, 950, and then 1,000. So your answer is closer to this one that you chose. So I would argue that you're correct. Did it say somewhere in the problem to use 3 for pi?
Nope, that was the entire problem.
Yeah. So I would go to your instructor and say, hey, I did this problem again. My answer is 907 inches square. It's closest to the answer that I chose. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the answer is 850 because if you use 3, which is a really bad approximation for pi, um, it like that's probably what they wanted to use, but say, hey, I didn't see that anywhere in the problem. And I
Mm-hmm.
think my answer is correct. And I think your answer is correct. Like a better answer would have been 900. That would have been much closer. So I don't think you got these wrong. I think you just were supposed to use an approximation for pi that you weren't
Yeah.
weren't
He
aware
hasn't
of.
talked about approximations at all.
Yeah. So that's a, and if you're uncomfortable talking to your teacher, I can talk to mom and see if she's got, if she wants to send an email or something, but I think you should get credit for both of those.
He doesn't really respond to email, so I'm just going to ask him in person.
Oh, good, good. Maybe just do it before class or after class and be polite about
Yeah.
it. Be
Hmm.
respectful. That's the best way to get the result you want. So I actually feel like you understand these pretty well. So let me give you some. Is there anything else you want us to work on, or just I can go?
Um, I'm going to look at this test again. Yeah, not really, no. So,
Okay. So let me try some problems here. If a circle has a circumference equal to 50, what is the area?
okay.
And we'll say 50 meters. What is the area?
And are we going to use PAS 3 or
Well,
3.14?
so that's an interesting question. So we're gonna talk about the formula for circumference is pi times diameter, which we now know is 50 equals pi times d.
I can
Okay.
we divide 50 by 3.14?
Yes, but that's kind of hard to do. So you might choose to divide it by three-ish.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. But it's a
Okay.
good question to ask. Now, are you typically allowed to use a calculator? I can't remember.
No, we are not. Uh, 5, 6, 18, 2. Okay. Oh, that's just going to be a repetend. 16.66666. Okay.
So let's call it
Um,
16.7-ish.
okay.
And that's in meters.
Got it.
What is the radius?
Um, 16.7 divided by 2 is that 8. So and then what is 16 equals 0? Bring down the 7. Or 7. 246 minus 6 equals 1. 8.35.
8.35. Good.
And then the area is going to be. So
So it's
if I divided 50 earlier by 3, would I have to keep it consistent throughout the entire problem as 3?
uh well, that's a good question. What I'm hearing is like I was just trying to what I was hoping. Yeah, I didn't really think this through. Because I made these numbers too difficult. But yeah, the answer is you should use the same approximation all the way through.
Okay.
Um, but I'm just interested in you saying pi r squared pi times
Oh,
8.35
okay.
squared, and you've got that down. Okay.
Okay.
So let me try a different problem here because I don't want you to spend time squaring numbers like that. Let's say that a circle has a has an area of 289 pi.
Hmm.
What is the, and this is a centimeter squared. What is the diameter? And then if we can do this right, we'll move on to
Okay. It's gone area of 289.
pi centimeter squared. Yes.
Okay. So 289. Oh, we did this earlier. That would be around 17.
What is 17?
Oh, okay. Um,
That, I mean, that number's good, but
seven,
what is it? What does it represent?
um, square root of 289.
Okay. But is that another, like in a circle, there's the circumference, there's the diameter, there's the radius, there's the area. Which is it?
It's the radius.
Yes.
Okay.
So the radius is 17 centimeters.
Oh, Diameter is 34
34 what? What are the units?
centimeters.
Yes. Units are super important here. Okay. All right. Okay, so new problem here.
Okay.
So if you have a square,
Mm-hmm.
and let's just say the square has side length of 4
Mm-hmm.
inches. Now, if I put a circle inside the square, can you tell me the diameter of the circle?
Uh, no.
Okay.
I'm
What
gonna
if I
guess
what if,
2.
what if I draw a diameter? Now,
Oh,
can you
2.
tell me it's not 2. The side length is 4.
Okay.
Does that help?
Not really.
Okay. So if the side length is 4, and if I go down right through the middle, that's also 4. The diameter
Oh.
is also 4.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So sometimes you got to draw a line, or maybe you don't like that, but um, so
Yeah, that makes
give
sense.
me the area of the square, please.
16 inches squared.
Okay. And then what's the area of the circle? Give me the exact answer.
Um, okay. Pi 2 squared. Or
Okay, very good.
hmm. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay.
Could you give me the approximation for this, and you can use pi as 3 if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Um, just 6 squared or 6 squared. Yeah. 6 inches squared.
2 squared is 4, right? 2 squared is 4
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes.
times 3
Oh,
is
so uh, 12 squared inches squared.
okay. Now let's say I wanted you to find the blue area. How could you do that with the information we just found?
Uh, I'm gonna take a guess and say divide by 4.
Well, that's if you wanted if you knew the total blue area and you wanted to get each one, you would divide it by 4. Um, so here's what you're not seeing. If you take the square and you
Mhm.
subtract the circle, what are you left over with?
Oh, 16 minus of 4.
4 inches squared.
4 inches squared. Yeah.
Okay. So now new problem for you to try. Okay. Let's say the the square the square has perimeter of 24 meters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to find the area of the red this time.
Okay. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay. So diameter. Okay. So 6 and 36. And then 30. Or actually, no. Okay. 30 minus 3 inches or meters squared.
What is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. What is the area of the square?
36 or wait. Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, I messed up. My final answer would be 9 inches or meters squared.
Okay. How many, what is the diameter of the circle?
6,
Okay. And what is the radius of the circle?
3.
And then pi r squared, what does that result in?
Pi 3 squared, but for
Okay.
approximate, it would be 9 times 3.
So it's, yes, which is what is the result of that?
Uh, 27.
Okay. So you have the right numbers. I heard a bunch of different things. Do you want to give me your final answer again?
My final answer is 9 meters squared.
Good. Okay. And if I only wanted like one of the red regions, you would divide this by 4, we'll say.
Yeah, I wrote my 36 really weird, so it looked like a 30,
Okay.
but I got 3 earlier.
Okay, so we'll look at this problem here. I don't know if I'll have time to finish it all, but we'll look at this here.
Boom. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let's say the yellow has an area or a length of 10 and 10. Okay.
Boomer. Okay.
I want you to find first the area of the red.
Oh, okay.
And they are semicircles. There's no deception
Okay.
there.
Okay. So, pi 5 squared
Okay.
or 3 times 25.
So maybe 75-ish, we'll say.
Yeah.
What is the area of the large square? This one on the outside.
Oh. Oh. I'm going to say. That's. I'm. I'm gonna like scale factor it to 20.
Nope, you can't scale factor. You know the
Oh.
diameter of this circle is 10. What is its radius?
5.
So you have to sometimes draw the radius.
Oh.
That's a
So would it be
radius.
15?
Yes.
Okay.
And 15 times
So
15
15.
is
Uh,
225. Okay.
okay.
So now last thought here, we're running out of time. Let's say I wanted you to find the area of just this like bluish green.
Mm-hmm.
You would do that by, I'll just mark it here. You would take 225, subtract the 75, and then subtract 100 because you also
Oh,
need to eliminate this box here. Do you see that?
yeah.
Okay.
We end up with 50 squared.
50, whatever. Yeah. So actually, let me put the whole problem in here because you
Okay.
might appreciate doing this. Oh no, where'd it go? Okay, let me really quickly find it.
Boomer.
I've never scared a dog.
Boomer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so here's the final
Sorry.
question.
Mm-hmm.
But and here, your hint is to like I'll tell you to make this what word ended up working. I think 20 worked. Anyway, you should choose a length here like 20 and 20 to start out. But we do have to
Okay.
stop here. And that'll be it for tonight. So I'll see you next week on Monday.
Okay.
Um,